Larian Studios, the minds behind Baldur's Gate 3, revealed this week that since patch 7 dropped, with official modding support, the community has downloaded over 50 million mods. Now, while I'm sure plenty of those are cheats and quality of life tweaks, let's be honest, humans lean a little chaotic. Case in point, Larian spotlighted a popular mod with over 10,000 downloads that renames Withers the camp's skeletal resurrection and ally summoning expert to none other than, drumroll please, Bone Daddy. Am I surprised? Not even a little. In fact, I'm proud to say I not only downloaded it, but I made sure several other friends did too. It really is the little things.
The guy who owns the haunt attraction's
Chris?
name is Bone Daddy.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I was not
the guy who he's called. Okay.
What? That's
okay.
Terrific.
That is fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh my god. And we already have a 7TV Bone Daddy emote added. Oh, the best way to start this off. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Less Than Normal. I am Chris, and joined with me, as always, is Dave and Bree. Help me out here. Who are you today?
It's Halloween's tomorrow, so I said, let's all dress up in costumes. I'm the only one.
No. I came in costume. I came as Chris.
Oh, yeah. Dave is Chris, and then Chris is...
Chris is also Chris. Wait, no. Hang on. Now I'm Chris.
I would never in my life wear those sunglasses. Oh my god.
Now I have a Chris.
Hey, that was cool. This is my last show. Thanks for everyone who have...
I'm a character from Has Been Hotel named Cherry Bomb.
Ah, okay.
Isn't Cherry Bomb also the name of a song by the Brie Larson's
Runaways.
character's band in
Cherry Bomb is a song by the band The Runaways.
Okay, but like didn't Brie Larson's character in Scott Pilgrim also do a cover of it?
Cherry Bomb, yeah.
Okay.
Whew. God damn, that's a lot of fucks. I'm gonna run out of cigarettes at some point.
Behold the field where I grow my fucks and see that it is barren.
It is barren. Happy early Halloween to everyone. I know I had to work today and I was doing some shit that didn't give me enough time to find some sort of Halloween costume. As always, before we get started, shout out to Miles on Motorsports, where you can hear me every week. And I will be kicking up there for a live episode, as well as you can find me on their YouTube channel, on the interview I did recently with them. Normally we go into the how was your week things, but because it's Halloween, I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about our top 5 favorite Halloween movies. Because I know, Bree, you and I probably have a hard time picking 5.
So do I, but for the other reason.
And Dave was like, fuck, I don't know if I have 5.
I'm trying to not just do my top 5 favorite horror movies. I'm trying to think of Halloween movies. And I've been trying to think all day, and it's hard.
3, honestly, the top 4 are occupied for me. Number 5 can kind of lean Now, you know what? I think all 5 are for me. In no particular order. Well, no, there is a particular order, I guess, with the top one. But Beetlejuice, The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, iconic, it's the Peanuts, Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town, and my number 1 is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
I can easily do it without horror movies. Ghostbusters is probably a close sixth.
I have a bunch that are going through my head, and they're not Halloween, but Halloween themed movies. I'm just trying to pick 5. Number 1 is going to Scream. I don't care. It's Scream. It will always be Scream. Chris should know this.
I rewatched Scream recently, and again, I've never been a fan of Scream.
It's perfect. What else is there? Halloween Town obviously has to be one.
The first 2 are good. I didn't like the third one.
The third one's my favorite, but I know the first 2 are also good, and then there's the fourth one.
We don't talk about Halloween Town High.
No, that's the third one. It's Return to Halloween Town is the fourth one, where they recast Marnie.
Yeah, that's depressing. That's depressing.
There's Monster House.
I love Monster House.
What else?
Also, feel free to list off your favorite Halloween movies in the chat if you guys want to get in on this. I already know. I know at least one person's favorite. Ow, I just hit myself in the face.
I thought of another movie.
Okay.
Well, I thought of 2 more. I have 5 now.
You have 5?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Because
in no particular order, because I actually unironically kind of just love all of these movies. But we'll start with the one I know is at number 5, and that's Idle Hands.
Okay. I guess Idle Hands is a Halloween movie.
It takes place on Halloween. That's why they get away with being dead.
Okay. Yeah. It's not, honestly, I never would have thought of it, but
keeping in the theme with horror comedy, which is Idle Hands made me think of this other movie. Can't leave out Mel Brooks, Young fucking Frankenstein.
Oh, Young Frankenstein's so good.
So good. Also along that trail of less serious comedy movies that lean horror, Ghostbusters. Because for the time, the effects in that and the monsters, they were actually scary.
Oh, yeah.
And even now, some of them are kind of freaky.
Is Fallout?
My favorite... No, don't you laugh. So the reason in all of the old abandoned stores and everything else, there's always Halloween decorations up, because the bombs dropped on October 23rd, 2077. So it is perpetually Halloween in the Fallout universe.
Fair.
I
figured, all right, so I knew the first 2 would be Nightmare Before Christmas and Hocus Pocus.
So I do have, one more? Yes. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay.
Because who doesn't want to see Tim Curry in drag?
I've still never seen it.
It's amazing. It's
the best.
It's also a musical, though.
Yeah, I've heard from so many people that I probably wouldn't like it.
It's very campy and it's very gay.
But the musical, the musical numbers, A, aren't that long, and B, are all actually really fun. Like the
Just
time
like I
warp.
haven't seen Little Shop of Horrors.
And you should see the Rick Moranis and Steve Martin version of Little Shop of Horrors. It's the best one on film.
Okay.
I have 2 more, and I'm going with A Nightmare Before Christmas. I was trying to pick between that and Hocus Pocus, but I watched Nightmare Before Christmas more than Hocus Pocus. And then Scooby-Doo Goblin King.
Okay, but on the real?
Because I was going to say Witch's Ghost, and I was like, that's not a Halloween movie. Well, does it take place during Halloween?
I believe so.
Okay, Witch's Ghost then. Because I remember pumpkins being around, but then I was like, there's also a turkey. And I was like, does it take place during Thanksgiving? I don't remember. But yes, we're going with Witch's Ghost.
I love how I just went with the classics. Like, I'm gonna watch A Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown tonight.
It's not on anything but Apple TV.
I have Apple TV.
That's not true.
I don't.
No, it really isn't.
It's not also on YouTube.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm surprised that. Is it like
it's almost in the pumpkin? It's almost in the pumpkin domain. It's almost in the public domain.
It says it's on Apple TV and it's on Prime Video.
Well, maybe I did see it on Prime and not YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably on YouTube at somewhere. But no, Apple keeps renewing the licenses to the Peanut stuff, so they're not gonna let that go.
Because every year my family tries.
You realize Apple only has like 5 or 6 more years of being able to even renew it, and then it falls into the public domain.
Is it that old now?
It came out in 1966.
Holy shit, it is that old.
Yeah.
Bro, in its prime. The Peanuts. Ugh, this is just my childhood.
But yeah, it's apparently I saw it on Prime, on Amazon Prime and not YouTube. But yeah, and I know you have Amazon Prime, girl.
Yeah, but it's on premium subscription, it says.
Well, that's gross.
Premium is like if you have Prime.
Oh yeah, so there's stuff you can watch on Prime with ads, and if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you get access to the premium stuff. Unless it's talking about their partnership with like HBO Max.
Yeah,
which I also have.
I was gonna say because it's like, see, I don't have HBO Max, but Chris does.
There's a few things Dave doesn't have that I have, and I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead and use it. I look at it this way: I'll pay for all the streaming services. If somebody's using it, then my money's not being wasted.
Well, and my thing is, I really only use it for the shit we watch for the shows we talk about.
We still need to finish Our Flag Means Death.
We do need to finish Our Flag Means Death, though. Ugh.
So it's on Amazon Prime.
I love myself some gay Blackbeard.
But you have to have Apple TV subscription to watch it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon has the exclusive rights. Or not Amazon, Apple has the exclusive rights to the Peanuts.
Well, that'll go away sooner than later. Because of the previously mentioned, it's almost in the public fucking domain.
So yeah. Do we want to talk about some box office numbers?
Sure.
I have a guess, but I also saw that my guess is not performing well.
What is your guess?
I have a guess.
Is it Venom?
Dave, what's your guess?
The guess was also going to be Venom.
Opening in its first weekend of the box office, Venom: The Last Dance came in at 51 million last weekend. Yeah, I don't know what was the expectation of that. Was it supposed to be higher?
I don't know what the projected the box office was. I just know that a bunch of articles are saying that it's a flop so far, and I'm like, well, for a Sony movie, $50 million its opening weekend is not that bad.
No.
More than
for a Sony movie, $50 million in its opening weekend, especially following the atrocities that were Madam Web. And the other thing that Sony did this year that nobody liked that I can't remember. Oh yeah, everything Sony does. They did pretty good.
Yes, they are.
Because Madam Web didn't even make 50 million.
Madam Web didn't make 30
in its whole run in the box office.
Yeah.
So like
it didn't even make 30 million.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Can we guess what?
That being said, I'm excited to see Venom: The Last Dance. I know Bree, you have a review for it later coming up, if I remember right. But I've seen other people put in their 0.0000002 cents, etc. I'm calling out Tono. And you remember when he posted that in the comics and prop?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Anyway,
it's like, bitch, we value your opinion. Stop it.
And yeah, everybody who I have seen say something about it enjoyed it, which is a good sign.
Judging by the laugh that Bree just gave, I guess the review is going to be chaotic. Can anyone take a guess at what number 2 is on the list?
Smile 2.
In its second week in the box office, Smile 2 did $9.5 million, grossing a total so far U.S. numbers of $43 million. Number 3 in its 5th week in the box office is The Wild Robot, $6.8 million over the weekend. It's grossed a total in the U.S. alone of $113 million.
I've heard it's good. I haven't seen it yet.
The ratings
Can we
out of
get
10
Shane
right now,
Top
Brian.
to play a live action Mario and find somebody tall and skinny to be his brother?
Yes. Just
I don't know where that just came from, but it popped into my head and it
I'm
felt
so in.
It felt like it was worth sharing.
Oh.
Because he's short and wide.
Honestly, I'd just cast Damien as fucking Luigi because it'd be great.
No.
Tommy.
Tommy. You cast Tommy as Luigi. We cast Damien as Bowser.
Yes. Cast Tommy as a gay Luigi might be the most iconic Nintendo property ever.
No. And hang on.
Smosh. Come hang out with us.
We cast the crazy girl whose name I can't remember.
Angela
as Princess Peach.
Arasha as Toad, because Courtney
is Toad.
Courtney is Toad.
Arasha should be comic.
So who's Chance gonna be? And not Straight Chance, anything but Straight Chance.
Straight Chance can't hurt you.
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. Straight Chance is a nightmare.
Does anybody else think Chance also kind of looks like the guy who plays Eddie?
I can see it
in Agatha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's just they have similar hair and similar jawlines.
Yeah, it's the hair.
So it gives them kind of similar profiles, right?
I feel like we have to cast Amanda as something.
Oh.
Bullet Bill.
No. If she's playing Bullet Bill, she needs to play 2 of them.
That's fair.
I almost said a character until I remembered that character is a man in drag, so never mind.
Who, Birdo?
Yes!
Birdo?
Okay. Birdo is canonically a dude who wants to be a woman and lay eggs.
Ian and Anthony as Wario and Waluigi makes sense. Makes the perfect sense.
Except for Ian's not plump.
No, he's not.
He's short enough, though.
He's short enough. Yeah, Anthony's tall and skinny, but Ian is short enough that it would work as Wario.
And for Amanda, hear me out. Samus Aran makes a guest appearance in a Mario movie.
Fucking just have her play Samus. Oh, that'd be great. Who would Spencer just be a Goomba? I feel like
Spencer gets to be the king.
Okay.
Who is already dead at the start of most of the games.
Would Arasha be Rosalina then?
No. Arasha's going to be comic. The wizard.
Okay.
Or sorcerer.
Yeah.
Comic has never been assigned a gender that I'm aware of. And it's not a name I'm familiar with enough to know if there is a gender assignment for the name.
We're forgetting one key person. Who the fuck is who's Trevor gonna play?
The Swedish chef from the Muppets.
Yes!
King Boo. Because that's the only character left I can think of.
Who?
King Boo.
Ooh, actually, though, that could be fun. Sorry, I got us off track. We can go back on track.
That's all right. We just casted the live action Super Mario with
using
fucking
Smosh.
Just Smosh. So Smosh. if you fucking come hang out with us, that we'd have some fun. Or let us come hang out with you. Anywho, where were we at? Number 4.
You know what?
Number
Amanda
4.
can be Yoshi.
What? Why though?
I don't want to say on camera.
Dave.
Number 4.
Number 4 is the movie Conclave. Let's get back onto this being.
That's the Ray Fiennes movie, right?
Yes. Yes. In its opening week, it did 6.6 million. Total grossing of 8.4 throughout the U.S. Third week in the box office at number 5 is We Live in Time. Did 4.8 million. Total grossing of 12. Let's see what else is still on the list. Number 6, Terrifier 3 in its third week did 4.8 million.
It dropped
8th
that
week
much.
Yeah. 8th
It was number
weekend in the
2
box
last
office
week.
for Beetlejuice. 3.1 million. Piece by Piece comes in at number 9. For those that aren't familiar, that is the life story of Pharrell in Lego form. 753,000 it did this past weekend.
Which
and
is a
Transformers.
I still maintain doing a biopic in Lego is a choice.
It is a choice, but it's the most Pharrell choice.
It really is.
I'm curious,
well,
but
either Pharrell or Andre 3000, because I could also see Andre 3000
I
doing
could
that.
see it being Andre 3000. That would track. Transformers 1 rounds out the list at 740K in its 6th week in the box office. Big movies coming out this weekend are...
I don't think there's anything big coming out this weekend.
Nothing
Which is weird
really
because it's Halloween weekend.
big. There's a movie... there's a Tom Hanks movie coming out called Here. That also features Paul Bettany. There's a movie with it's called Juror Number 2. Features, or it's starring Nicholas Hoult, Zoe Deutsch, and Toni Collette.
Can we get
Kieran
Harry Nicholas Holt back?
Harry Nicholas Hoult.
He played Beast, right?
He did play Beast.
Well, he played young. Right now we have Kelsey Grammer.
I mean,
well, we have Kelsey Grammer in another universe that also has the Charles Xavier that went with that Beast.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And Photon.
No. And Captain Marvel, but not
Brie Larson.
Not
Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. It was the other gal who is Photon's mom.
Yeah.
I like Twinkie Nicholas.
Oh my God, what is her name?
I can't imagine why.
Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg have a movie coming out. Saoirse Ronan has a movie coming out this weekend. Liam Neeson. There's nothing going
Who is Kieran Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin's brother.
I'll say he's one of the Culkins. There's 3 of them.
I didn't know that. I thought there was only the one.
No, there's 3 of them.
I'll move my key. I raised my finger and it was off camera, and I saw it was off camera, so I whip.
One of them is in Scott Pilgrim. He plays the gay roommate. I don't remember which one it is, though. Is it Kieran?
I think it's Kieran.
You know what? I can see the resemblance. Minus the drugs. And plus darker hair. Well, different kind of drugs, probably.
Yeah, it's Kieran, because there's Macaulay, there's a lot of them. There's 5 brothers.
Do any of them have a name that their peers didn't struggle to pronounce?
Shane, Dakota, Macaulay, Quinn, Christian, and Rory.
Rory. I know Rory. Why do I know Rory? Is he the
one? So Shane, Dakota, and Christian.
Okay.
Rory was in Signs.
Rory's in Scream 4.
Was the little boy in Signs.
No, Rory is in Scream 4. That's why I know Rory.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Rory's the little boy in Signs. Next week is
Heretic, starring Hugh Grant.
Yes, that looks really good. As well as Small Things Like These, which is a new historic drama that has Cillian Murphy, and I really like Cillian Murphy.
I like looking at Cillian Murphy.
I've
Nothing
heard
really
the name
big.
Cillian Murphy, spelled with a C.
Yeah, you'd know who he is.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Which Batman is
Okay,
it?
yeah, he played the Scarecrow. I thought so.
Yeah, he played the Scarecrow. He's been in a ton of shit.
He was
Wait,
Oppenheimer.
did he play the Scarecrow?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, in Batman Begins. Yep. Okay. I said it, and then I felt like I was wrong, and then I double-checked, and I'm right.
Yeah, I was to say, even besides that, you've seen him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
No, that was Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, so it's Mads Mikkelsen, yeah.
The only other thing I know from him is he's Caecilius in Doctor Strange. I think that's the name of that character.
Caecilius, yeah.
He was the recast for Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beasts. He ended up being Grindelwald. He's been in a shit ton of stuff. For real, like.
And you know what? We're still talking about Johnny Depp, but I haven't Amber heard of that bitch in a while.
Bang. I just watched Edward Scissorhands last night.
It's such a good movie.
It's great. It's
Tim Burton. It's early Tim Burton.
Yes.
I love all Tim Burton, but I know early Tim Burton is the, high point.
I don't know. I like some of his newer stuff too, to be fair. Do you have a movie review for us, Brink?
Yes, I do. I hope this is on camera. I'm not really sure.
It
is.
All right. I got
yes,
this,
I do. I hope this is on camera.
It's for Venom: The Last Dance. I got this poster from the theater when I went. They also had a Smile 2 poster, but they said I could only take one, and I was there for Venom, so I took the Venom one. I could have got the Smile one when I went to see it, but I didn't see the posters at the time. But, so, Venom: The Last Dance. Like, I put this in the Comic Properties Because channel. It's a beautiful mess. It is a beautiful disaster. Is it a quote-unquote good movie? No. But it's a lot of fun. If you like the first Venom, if you like the first two Venoms, even if you don't like the second one and you just like the first one, this one is still a lot of fun. Tom Hardy is still great. His physical acting whenever, Venom
he was exactly the right guy to play Venom.
Oh. Yes, it's the CGI on the symbiotes still look great. The only issue that I didn't really have with this movie, because I was still having a lot of fun, is that they kind of marketed the villain for this movie, and the villain for this movie's not really in it.
Who? Because how did they market a villain? Though I haven't really watched the previews.
You see, what was it? Null? I think it's
yeah. Null. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see him a few times in the trailers, but he's not really in the movie. The only way I can compare it is, y'all know how, like, in the MCU, Thanos, he was mentioned, or he was, like, alluded to, or he was in, like, a post-credit scene for a long time until we got to Infinity War. Imagine all of that alluding and, like, post-credit scenes and stuff. All of that lead up is just all in this one movie, where we see him a few times, but he's not. And he's a problem that they're trying to avoid, but he's not really in the movie. Like, he's not physically a danger.
That's actually the correct way to handle Null. Because if they had Null be physically present, there's no way they could do Null justice. For what Null is capable of in the comics.
Played by Andy
Serkis. Because Null is the opposite of existence.
Love it. Yeah.
I didn't realize that till the credits were rolling, and I was like, that was Andy Serkis? Of course it was Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis is everywhere. Anything that's anything that's like needs a good vocal, like a good voice actor, it has to be Andy Serkis. I
loved him as Ulysses Claw too.
He's amazing anyway.
But what else? What else did I say? And because Null's not really in the movie that much, unfortunately, the movie starts with this giant exposition dump from Null, basically being like, "This is my plan, and this is all the information you need to know in a very short amount of time." And another unfortunate part is because we find out in the giant exposition dump at the very beginning of the movie, the characters now have to figure out that's what's happening. So we get to hear the exact same conversation at least 2 or 3 times between characters, because one character will find out what's happening, and then they'll have to tell another character, and then that character will have to tell another character. So those are my only real negatives with the movie, is that unfortunately we just have to hear the same explanation over and over again for everybody to be on the same page. But it's so much fun. It's dumb. It's not good, but it's a lot of fun. There's one scene towards the end that just had me smiling because it's dumb fun. If you are a Venom fan, if you are a fan of symbiotes, you'll have a good time.
Hey, they're called Clintar.
Anyway. And then we have 2 sets of side characters. One set of the side characters I didn't really care a lot about, and that's what is that man's name? I can spell it, I can't pronounce it. It's the guy who played Mordo in Doctor Strange.
Spell it.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
It's a CHIJEWTL or something.
Oh yeah, I'd be lying.
Yeah, but if you saw him, you would recognize him. But his
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the science-y side of it, I didn't really care about those characters. They try to make you care about these characters, and I just didn't. But then there's another set of side characters that you can kind of see in the trailer that I actually really cared a lot about, because they are introduced as hippies. They're introduced as the weirdos, but they're a family that is just, you learn to, or you come to care about them because family. But yeah,
Wait, I have the right haircut. I need to channel it better. Family. That's better.
But yeah,
I do embrace my inner bald man.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's dumb fun. It's not Madam Web. Because everybody on this set and behind the scenes seemed like they wanted to be there, and they actually cared about what they were doing. There are 2 post-credit scenes. The first post-credit scene is build up to something that's going to come in the future, and then the second end credit scene, which them credits felt long. I was like, please let there be something at the end of this, because why am I still sitting here? I tried to look it up to be like, is there a post-credit scene? And it just said yes. And I'm like, how many? Because them credits felt so long. But there is a post-credit scene at the very end that it may have ramifications for the future of this universe. I'm not really sure. I'm having a hard time remembering the specifics or the little details, but it does have 2 post-credit scenes, so if you want to stay for both of them, they're there.
And if not, those are probably on YouTube by now.
Probably.
If I can do it correctly, I think it's pronounced Chiwetel Ejiofor.
That sounds right.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
That sounds better than I would have done.
Fantastic actor.
I was a fantastic actor. I just cannot pronounce it.
I loved him as Baron Mordo, but that's the only thing I can remember that I've seen that he's been in.
Oh, he's been in a ton of shit.
I know. That's just the only thing I can remember is him playing Baron Mordo.
Again, perks of being a hockey fan, I have to sit here and pronounce fucking Swedish and Russian last names. So he was in 2012, which people hated. I thought it was a good movie.
The last thing I meant to mention early, but I've completely forgot, and then we can move on. So the movie picks up exactly where the post-credit scene of No Way Home starts. They definitely re-recorded that because you can tell that the performance is different, and some of the lines are different as well. So they definitely re-recorded that, but it's still good.
Right on. Well, seeing as you're the one that brought it up to us, would you like to lead off the next topic we have to talk about?
Let me find the show sheet.
I love that I'm always the only one prepared with the show sheet up.
So, earlier this
I've
year...
been writing scripts, man.
So earlier this year, they announced that there was going to be a Scary Movie 6, and a lot of people's questions were, well, 4 wasn't that great, 5 was awful, and that's, the common denominator is the lack of the Wayans Bros. So if y'all are going to make a Scary Movie 6, y'all need to bring back the Wayans Bros. As of, I think, yesterday, the Wayans brothers announced that they will be returning for Scary Movie 6.
Thank God, because it got to a point where it's not like a scary movie without them, because they're such a pivotal part of that whole franchise that you have to have the Wayans brothers.
Because the first one is incredible. The second one has Tim Curry, so duh.
Yes,
which movie is it that the girl gets splattered against the ceiling from a guy unloading?
The first one.
That's the first one.
Was that the first one?
The third one isn't good, but I get a kick out of it because it has Kevin Hart, Anthony Anderson, and I think Andy Samberg. Because they recreate the 8 Mile scene.
They do recreate 8 Mile. I forgot about
rap. That. They recreate the rap from the 8 Mile.
Oh my
God. The scary movies are weird because they parody them. They are a parody of themselves.
Scary Movie 3 is, I think, the one that makes fun of...
It's the Ring, Signs, and 8 Mile. But the main two are Rings and Ring and Signs. The fourth one I've never seen, but I know
the
parodies Saw.
It parodies Saw, it parodies The Grudge, and it parodies the War of the Worlds.
And I know
the War of the Worlds parodied it fucking self. You want to talk about being mad because it went off script from the fucking book?
Yeah.
No. World War Z. That's the one I'm mad about.
World War Z went off script from the book, and I heard that was a terrible movie. I haven't...
Although War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise also wasn't great.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I highly recommend Scary Movie 4. I haven't seen 5. Scary Movie 4, I also believe, has fucking Charlie Sheen in the beginning.
It does.
The movie literally starts with Charlie Sheen taking 30 Viagras and dying.
Yeah, 5 has Ashley Tisdale, Mac Miller, Snoop Dogg.
Mac!
I'm trying to remember who else, because it parodies Mama, Paranormal Activity, Black Swan, and a couple other things, but it's not that good. But that's because the Wayans Bros were gone.
Was Black Swan supposed to be a horror movie?
Yes.
It is categorized as a horror. I've not seen it, though. It's
dark as fuck.
It's real dark. I wouldn't call it a horror movie.
It's real dark. Yeah, technically it's classified as a horror film. It's good. It's real good. If you haven't seen it,
it's good.
I just fucking dark.
I would put it, and I know there's an argument to be made for a thriller movie is a horror, but I would put it more strongly as a suspense thriller than lumping it in with general horror.
But both fucking Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis kill it in that movie. It's real good. Yeah. It's real good.
And they fuck.
They do. They do fuck.
They fuck in that movie.
That makes sense because Ashley Tisdale and I can't remember the other character who plays the other character, but they fuck in Scary Movie 5.
See, that makes me feel weird because the only thing I'm familiar with Ashley Tisdale from is Sweet Life.
Sweet Life.
When my daughter watched it as a child.
Yeah.
And
Erica Ashe is in that. Ava Colker, Charlie Sheen, Lindsay Lohan, Terry Crews.
Yeah, a lot of very talented
Sarah
people.
Hyland.
Not a great movie.
Terry Crews was in like everything then, though.
Terry Crews is in everything. Oh, rest in peace, Mac Miller. Taken way too fucking soon. Taken way too soon. Yeah, no, I'm excited for Scary Movie 6 if they're going to be back. Because
now I'm just waiting to hear if Anna Faris will return.
I'm sure. I need to find out if a haunted house is on anything. Because I'll watch that. I love
a haunted house.
I'm not going to say that. Yourself.
I was going to say a line from Horrible Bosses.
Don't.
About Anna Faris.
Don't do it.
It has something to do with a barrel in the 50 states.
Oh, God.
Cut it out, Ray Ray. You gonna make it mad. I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
What happened to all your furniture, cuz?
Why are you wearing your Wednesday panties on a Sunday?
It's on a haunted house on Prime. I will be watching that at some point.
That was also Scary Movie, right?
Yes. I believe. Yeah, that's the first one. Because the second one
The first one's the only one I've seen.
Yeah, the first one is Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. The second one is The Haunting, and I don't remember. House on Haunted Hill, I think. Are the main two. I know it also makes a Changeling restaurant reference.
Even typing my Silence of the Lambs. The Exorcist, Poltergeist, Hannibal, What Lies Beneath, House on Haunted Hill.
Okay, it is House on Haunted Hill. And it has Tim Curry, who's always a joy.
Have Tim Curry.
Except for when he terrified me as a child when he played a CGI giant piano in Belle's Enchanted Christmas.
That's right, he did.
I had that on VHS until my mom got rid of it because we didn't have a VCR.
That's sad.
Take my strong hand. Yes.
Oh, fucking A. Anyway,
Fuck a B, it has more holes.
A rumor. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. There's been a rumor circling around the internet for a few weeks now that DC has added a new character that'll be coming to the big screen soon. It has been reported that Dua Lipa has signed a 10-year contract with DC to play Zatanna. This was reported. This was reported. Someone tagged James Gunn. He said, "Is this true or debunked? Thank you very, very much." James Gunn's response is, "Until this moment, it was neither of those things. But as of now, it's debunked as well. 10-year contract. Do they think this is the 1930s? I'm a Dua Lipa fan, but no. I personally." I would love to see Dua Lipa in either the MCU or the DCU, just because I feel like it would work for her.
You just want to see Dua Lipa.
This is true. I did tell Bree before that I would literally go see her. I would go see any movie that she was, if it was her in the movie, I'd go see it. Like an Argyle situation.
To be fair, Jake, she's more like DC's Doctor Strange after her dad, Zatara, becomes Dr. Fate.
Yeah. But yeah, like Bree was like, "Oh, what if it's an Argyle situation?" I'm like, "Then I am getting the fuck up because I would only be there for that." But I feel like she did a
Dua Lipa dies in the first 5 minutes.
First like 5 minutes. I
loved it when they did that to all those famous people in Deadpool too.
They were just offing everyone. Although to be fair, she did do a good job in the 5 minutes that she was in Argyle. So I'd love to see her try out a superhero. Put her in something. Why not? They put Harry Styles in the MCU, so.
Yeah, but now they're not going to do anything with him.
Which sucks.
Him or Kit.
I know.
Because if the Blade Project's dead, there's no reason to reintroduce Kit Harington's character.
It's not dead. It's just
on hiatus.
It's not dead. It's just sleeping.
It's in so in video games they call it development hell. In movies, I believe they call it production hell.
Yeah.
And no end product that comes out of production hell or development hell is generally any good.
I don't know. Super Troopers 2 was in developers or in production hell, and that movie is fun.
Technically, The Exorcist.
That movie feels half-assed and like a re-scramble of the first one.
Okay, but what were you expecting? That entire movie was crowdfunded.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For what it is, I love it. And The Exorcist, you're right. The Exorcist was technically and that's one of the most iconic horror movies of all time.
Jaws.
The exception proves the rule.
Well, Jaws wasn't really in production hell. It was more like the shark kept giving them problems.
I was going to say, it was never in production hell. They just had tech issues they continuously had to fucking overcome. Because, they started building brand new kinds of robots to make that movie.
I know. Because
and I'm sorry, anytime you develop a new technology for any kind of production, it will take longer. It doesn't necessarily mean it's in a hell state.
And I love Jaws.
Jaws is really well done.
Jaws is a great movie. It's Steven Spielberg. What do you expect?
It was his first movie, and he was like 27.
I know, and it's one of the best films ever.
Prick.
I know. What a son of a bitch, right?
And then had the nerve to do E.T., which I say is a horror movie, but I haven't watched it since I was a kid because it scared me.
No, it scared the shit out of me, too.
It scared the shit out of me, too, as a kid, but I love E.T. It's a classic.
It also scared the shit out of my daughter.
Still refuse to watch it to this day because it scarred me.
Oh, like child Drew Barrymore.
Oh yeah, she was little.
So I'm gonna let you guys take the reins on the Penguin.
Okay. First off, Squid should have taken the fucking money, bud. Should have taken the fucking money.
No, he said, "Look how fast it's going. Look, it's just going away. Look at that. Up, I'm all out."
Fine, I'll take it on my boss. Whip, snap, crack.
Bang. Yeah, Squid can't do anything on account of he got gunned down.
And people are going to say, well, what if he's still alive? No. They made it very clear that he was shot in the jugular.
He is not
alive. Because the way it was spurting, it was with his heartbeat, and it was entirely too much to not be a main.
Yeah, because we all thought it was going to go a different direction, but like at the point right before that, I was like, yeah, Victor, you're just going to have to kill him at this point. He's just going to have to die.
And like, I loved Oz being like, hey, it gets easier, man. Like, you're probably going to have to do this again, but it gets easier.
I love how he didn't beat around the bush because you're probably gonna have to do this again.
Because he didn't say he was gonna have to, but like it was very much implied.
Yeah.
By the phrase, it gets easier.
Yeah.
So the episode starts with like Oz they're underground, the Bliss business is kind of thriving, they got money coming in, and then Sophia and Sal are like, we got to put a stop to this. We don't know where he's hiding, but we got to put a stop to this. So they end up killing, I think, some of the Sullivan's crew.
Yep, they kill 3 of the Sullivans, who are the Irish mob in Gotham.
They display them, and then that's when the triads, they pull out, because they're like, yeah, nah.
Well, the triads weren't even in yet. They were trying to court the triads, and then the triads are like, no, we ain't talking to you.
This seems insane. Let's not.
So Oz is like, you know what? All right, we're just gonna put it in your neighborhood anyway, and make the demand. Which this is a really good business strategy, honestly, for this show. Is to just give it out and then create a demand for it.
So there is a reason that in many storylines, Oswald Cobblepot ends up becoming the kingpin of crime in Gotham. And I'm talking like street level mob style crime, not like supervillain shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's because he has amazing organizational skills. His people skills are remarkably good for how big of an asshole he can be.
His people skills are
and he has a great head for this kind of business. And a lot of that seems to have translated really well into this telling of the character.
Yep, so I'm trying to remember the order of events after that. So he's like, all right, we're going to put it into their streets anyway, create a demand for it, and then they're going to have really no choice but to do business with us. What happens next? Because I know that Sal and Sophia go searching through Oz's apartment, but I don't remember if that's what's next or not.
Basically, yes.
That's the most important thing that happens next.
Yeah.
So they go searching through his apartment, trying to like find someone that he cares about to go and to get revenge. And Sophia, Sal finds a picture and is like, "Who's this?" And Sophia's like, "Those are his 2 brothers. They're dead. They died young. His mom's dead too." And I'm like, "So is that what Sophia thinks, or is she protecting his mom?"
No.
She thinks she's dead.
Has always told everyone that all of his family is dead. Because then nobody's going to try to kill his mom.
So yeah, so they
things.
Yeah. So they keep looking because now Sal's pissed. He's like, well, how am I supposed to get back at this man who has nothing, who cares about nothing? And Sophia's just like, yeah, well, that's kind of what makes him dangerous, is because we can't really touch him because there's no one he cares about but himself.
Which isn't true. It's very obvious. It's very obvious to me he cares about the little guy, right?
Yeah.
Like the low man on the totem pole. The thing that Sophia did to try to rally what was left of the Falcone family who weren't made men around her is just genuinely, I think, kind of Oz's mentality is everybody gets a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
And everybody gets a fair shake, and everybody gets a chance to make something of themselves.
And then is that when she finds, because she keeps looking, is that when she finds the picture from Eve?
Yeah, that's her name. I was going to say the hooker.
It's Eve.
Her name is Eve. You were correct. I couldn't remember her name.
And I was like, oh no, not Eve. Eve just spent the last episode being like, yeah, no, I need to protect my girls. Yeah. And I can't be all up in this when I need to protect my girls. Oh,
and I'm going to call it right now. Eve dies next episode.
Probably.
No, I love Eve.
Oh, yeah, but she betrayed arguably the scariest man left in Gotham.
And someone who he trusted. It was her.
And when you break his trust, he's done.
Yep. What else is that?
Although
I think that
he didn't kill Victor.
Victor didn't break his trust. Victor had other things he felt like he should be doing with his life, which is different.
That's fair. He more broke Oz's heart.
Yes.
And then is that when we go to the Crown Point and they're having dinner and she's kind of losing her mind, and because his mom she has a sickness that in this episode, or maybe it was mentioned beforehand, but I remember in this episode where Oz is like, they don't know what she's got. At first it was Alzheimer's, then it was something else, and now they're saying it's something called Lewy body. They don't know what she's got, and how can I protect her from something like that?
When all the eggheads don't know. I love how Colin Farrell looks and neither looks nor sounds like Colin Farrell. It's just the fucking Penguin. It's real good.
He's that talented of an actor that sitting here watching, I'm like, dude, fucking Colin Farrell's so good. And I just rewatched Fright Night again recently, and I'm like, dude, he's just so goddamn good.
The remake?
Yeah. People shit on the remake. I'm like, I really fucking enjoy the remake.
I've heard the remake's good.
It's real good.
Let's see. But yeah, so they're sitting at the table and she's starting to get confused and stuff, and Victor tries to help and like basically tell her what she wants to hear. Oh, your son's downtown, he's trying to get the power back on, and Oz is like, that's not helping. Shut up, stop talking. Ma, they're gone, it's just you and me. I'm trying to get the power situated, yada yada yada. I'm taking care of you and stuff like that. And trying to remember the order of events. I think that's when she's like, hey, she comes back to herself and she's like, hey, if I don't want to become her words.
No,
exactly.
That's later.
That's later? Okay.
That's later. So,
what happens next?
Oz is tired of the power situation, so he goes and talks to a politician. Right? And this politician used to be in Carmine's pocket, and Oz kind of strong arms him like, look, I know shit about you. And he's got a pair of needle nose pliers up his nose, and he's just squeezing and fuck. Yes, Bree, yes. I also, I've had my septum pierced. Bree has her septum pierced, and just a little bit of pressure there. Mm-hmm. It hurts real bad, but for a split second. And I can just imagine how that would fucking, and there was blood, and it was, so you know he was doing it real fucking hard. Like, you don't have a deviated septum? You will, motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Yeah, because the dude's like, I paid off my debts to Carmine, and Oz is like, yeah, you paid off your debts to him, what about me? Because he also is like, oh, you're Carmine's dude, and later on in that scene, he's like, yeah, my name's Oswald Cobb. I'm not just, I have a name.
I'm not anybody's guy. I'm my own guy, and next time you will remember my name. And I'm like, get it?
Okay, Oz.
Trying to get the trying to get the power back on in Crown Point, or maybe just that specific building.
No,
just basically
in all of Crown Point.
Yep, trying to get the power situated back in Crown Point. And he ate that. He did that.
Well, and the thing is, like, unlike a lot of the other fucking pricks who try to run these orgs, he's in there with the dudes, living in the shit with the dudes. Like, he knows what they're going through. He's right there with them the whole way.
Because this is the line. I forgot to write down the line because he says a line and it's where he says something and he's like, with an invisible dick. And I was like, okay, Oz. But I can't remember what the actual line was. But he's talking about how all of them are sitting up in their, fuck pod mansions and yada, yada, yada. And meanwhile, everybody else in Crown Point is sitting here in the streets in the cold, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then after that is the order of events is escaping me. Dave, take over.
Victor and Squid.
Okay, that's Victor and Squid, because Victor's walking along and Squid is like, hey, you got some new shoes. You a sneakerhead now. And then Victor's obviously trying to get out of the situation, trying to get away from this conversation. He's like, so where are you getting your money from? Because I know you're getting money. So where I want in. And Victor's like, yeah, no, I'll talk to my boss
yeah,
and see about getting you in. And that's when we go back to the apartment with Oz and
his mom's in the bathtub, has been all night. The water's freezing fucking cold because it's the middle of winter.
So he has to help her out of that. They start having a conversation where her exact words are, "I don't want to become a vegetable. I don't want to be one of those old drooly broads that don't know what's going on, but have enough sense for it to still be torture. So if I ever get to that point, I want you to kill me." And he's like, no, that's not happening. Because in his head, it's like, you're my mom, you're all I have left, and how can you ask me to do this for you? Because I understand where she's coming from, where it's like, what is life if you're just being taken care of, you're shitting yourself, you have no motor functions.
You're not able to actually live.
Yeah, but like I also understand from his perspective, where it's like you are the most important thing to him. You are the most important person on the planet to him. And he's not going to do it, but eventually he agrees because she just starts yelling at him and freaking out. So eventually he does agree to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I can remember all of the scenes. I just can't remember the order they're in.
That's fair. And this episode jumps around kind of a lot.
It does.
We get to spend time with all of the different characters, the main players of the show. So it does do a lot of jumping.
And the main characters of this show at this point, I would say, are Oz, Vic, Sal, and Crazy Bitch. Sophia.
Everyone else is expendable.
And then I think that's when Victor gets back to the apartment and is trying to talk to Oz and is just like, hey, we got a problem. There's this dude Squid, but Oz isn't really listening. He's trying to get the power back on, but he's also thinking about the fact that his mom just basically told him to kill her so that if she ever gets that bad. So he explains everything that he needs to, but then Oz wasn't listening. So then when Oz is like, what'd you say? What'd you say? We got about a problem? And Victor's just like, no problem. No, I got it covered. I got it handled. Everything's all right. Yep. Alrighty, right.
Yeah, we're good.
Then do we go back to Sophia and Sal at all? Or does it go to Victor and Squid in the alley?
It goes to Victor and Squid in the alley, and then Sophia with Eve.
Yes.
Well,
okay, so
Sophia with the
hookers.
Hookers, all told, yeah. Because before Eve was Roxy, and before Roxy was two unnamed
hookers.
So yeah, we go back to Victor and Squid, where Victor tries to pay him off and is like, hey, I'll have more money for you next week. I talked to my boss. He said, no, yada, yada. So he tries to hand him the money, and Squid is just like, oh, look, that money's going real fast. Look at that. Yep, now it's gone. And he tries to intimidate Victor and gets all up in his face. And is just like, you think you can pay me off? How about I go to the big dogs and tell them where you're at and make some real money? So then Victor's like, fine, okay. He's like, take me to your boss right now. And he's like, he won't be back for a couple hours. And he's like, I'll wait. So Victor starts taking him somewhere. He's like, we're underground. And then the biggest hype moment in the entire series so far is just Victor pulling out a little pew pew and going pew pew right into the jugular, and I was like, yeah, go
it
Victor!
Was, and Victor felt fucked up about it, but at the same time, he didn't look like he felt bad for killing Squid. It looked like he felt disturbed that he killed someone.
Yeah, because he's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, and then he runs off.
Now, here are a couple of things that are a problem. One, he got blood on his shoes. Two, he left the fucking money.
Yep.
As a sneakerhead, you can never get blood on your shoes.
And another thing, didn't they say that Squid kind of runs the neighborhood? There's going to be an issue when someone finds Squid dead.
Nah, I think Vic just starts running Crown Point at that point.
I was going to say, the only
Fair.
issue is would they find it and he goes, yeah, that means I'm fucking in charge now.
Fair.
That's all that's.
And he'll have Oz backing him up with the events that happened at the end of this episode. I think it'll be fine. On that end, I'm worried about the police having evidence, but it's in Crown Point, so
they're not really.
Police probably don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we go back to Sophia. She's in the hooker neighborhood, and she comes across these two hookers, and it's like, have you seen her? Tries to show a picture of Eve to be like, hey, have y'all seen her? And one of them is just like, never seen the bitch, and then they walk off. And then there's this other hooker in the background who doesn't know how to mind her business, and is just like, you're sure a buzzkill around here. And basically gives her the information she needs for the right price, because basically most people can be paid off for the right price. Sophia shows up to Eve's apartment, and they start talking, and Sophia has a gun. Eve is like, yeah, I buzzed you up. I knew you were coming. I figured this was going to happen at some point. They start talking. This is where I started the episode once I got home when I was in here, so I was paying half attention to y'all and half attention to the screen, so I'm not exactly sure what exactly the conversation was. I just know that it ends with Eve being like, yeah, I take care of my girls. They protect me. That's kind of how it is. And Sophia's just like, yeah, I wasn't raised like that.
No.
Yeah.
No, the fucking Falcons are not a good bunch.
So Eve doesn't die there yet.
She will. It's coming for her. She don't know it yet, but it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
You fucked up.
And then we go back to Crown Point. Victor's hanging out in the living room, thinking about his life and choices and the fact he just had to kill someone. And the lights come back on. So what Oz did ended up working, and now the power's back on, and his mom's confused and is calling Victor Benny, I think. But they start dancing and having a good time because the power's back on. Woo!
Fair.
I know I'm missing the scene when Victor and Oz meet back up, and he's like, it gets easier, but I don't remember where that one was at.
It's right in there somewhere, and then Oz leaves to do something, and because we already talked about Sophia and Eve, well, Sophia now knows where the fuck they're at. Yeah. And she shows up while the power comes back on, because that is where the scene where Oz talks to the guy is.
That's when the episode ends, is we see Sophia in the living room with a pew-pew.
No, not a pew-pew. It's a crowbar.
It's a crowbar, that's right. And
it being a crowbar is important because I think Sophia is going to kidnap his mother and Jason Todd Victor.
I was about to say, because DC with crowbars, the only incident I can think of is Jason Todd.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
By the damn Joker.
That's brutal.
Leave Victor alone. I know in these kinds of shows don't really get attached to anybody, but I'm attached to Victor.
Leave Brittany alone!
So is Oz. That's the problem.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I feel like this either ends one of two ways. Either Oz becomes the kingpin of everything, or Oz gets fucking murdered.
At this point, I don't know how I want it to end because, like I said last week, I still want Sophia to get what's hers, but at the same time, I don't want Oz to die, and I don't want Victor to die, and I might be sad if his mom dies.
His mom is probably going to. Because I think that's what's going to cause the fucking outrageous, like, rampage level snap that I think we're probably going to see from Oz.
I was going to say, we need something to push him over to the edge enough where he just starts taking things he feels are his.
Where he truly becomes the Penguin. It has to be that Sophia just kills his fucking mom. And it's probably going to be brutal, too.
Yeah, because
I think Sophia is going to capture his mom and toy with him for a while, and I think the brutal killing is going to be Vic. But I don't think she's actually going to kill Vic. I think she's going to leave him for dead.
And that could be what'll send him over the edge. Because Victor's become like the son that he never had.
Well, not only that, but it will put Vic in a different mindset that is more
bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not at Oz isn't at the apartment because he's kind of rounded up a bunch of the gangs leaders and stuff, and he's basically like, those big dogs, those people don't care about you. And the one dude, I think Zhao, was his name, was like, yeah, but you betray everybody that you work with, so why should we work with you? And Oz gives this big old preach and sermon about how the big wads don't care about you. This is what we got to make do.
Yeah, they don't even know your names. So instead of fighting with each other over the scraps from those guys, when they don't even know our names, we should be working together, because the fuckboy politicians just up the street at their fucking club, they all hate each other, but they're working together because they know they can't do shit on their own.
Right.
Yeah, because he kept talking about Donnie Boy the entire episode, and I was expecting, a threatening-looking person to show up, and it's just a frat dude.
No. It is not a frat dude. It is an Irishman with long hair and confidence.
I just saw the long hair and like a skinny white boy, and I was like, "Yep, frat."
Chris, let me ask you a question. Irishman with long hair and confidence, with a Boston accent. Do you fuck with that guy?
No.
Exactly.
Because it's usually slicked back, and they're usually that one dude that you buy him a beer just because. God forbid you ever need anything, you're in his good graces. Oh, yeah. I grew up in New England. Those guys exist, and they're not frat boys.
Maybe if it had been slicked back, he would have looked more threatening, but when he showed up, I'm just
it was kind of back behind his ears, but it wasn't like there was no product in it.
I love that Dave just turns to me as the New Englander and goes, "Hey, you've seen this person. I know those people."
I also know those people. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because apparently shit I've done isn't normal.
No. It's not. But,
it's not.
Is there anything else important about the Penguin? Any future predictions other than Eve death?
Eve's dead as fuck.
Eve has to die.
Eve is dying. It's not,
because the Penguin basically needs to be left with
nothing.
Almost nothing. Other than the empire he's trying to build.
Yeah.
Just don't touch the hookers. Leave the fabulous hookers alone.
Every time
they are look, I'm going to tell you right now, with the exception of Eve, they're all fine.
Yeah.
Because Carmine is dead.
Yeah.
And in the entire run of Batman, the only person I can ever think of that killed hookers was the Hangman.
Which in this
and the Hangman was Sophia Falcone in the comics, but they've made that her father, who was really the Hangman. So they're fine.
Now she's doing hangman like behavior, except for because that's what the conversation was that for Eve and Sophia is that Sophia's like, yeah, he continued to work for the guy that kept killing your friends and kept killing your girls, and didn't stop it and turned it around on me and said it was me, even though he knew it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
although to be fair, I don't think Oz knew it wasn't in the beginning.
Yeah.
Knew that it wasn't her?
Yeah.
I think he did. I don't think he ever thought she was the hangman.
Because I think it was the last episode where he
No. I don't think he ever thought she was the hangman, but I don't think he knew Carmine was the hangman.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think he knew that. I don't think he knew that at all.
I think he saw Carmine's daughter talking to the press and did what he was supposed to do and tell Carmine, because he didn't work for Sophia, he worked for fucking Carmine.
He worked for Carmine.
So he did his fucking job.
Yeah.
And I swear he has a line in like one of the previous episodes where he's like, I didn't think it would go that far when he's talking to Sophia.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he didn't think it would go that way.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll appreciate Eve while she's still with us.
Do we want to switch over to some Marvel stuff?
Yeah.
Because we have something besides Agatha to talk about.
Yep, and it's more than just a Daredevil trailer. There's a little bit of Daredevil, Ironheart, What If, Spider-Man, Freshman Year, and a little bit of Deadpool, but nothing too spoilery.
I say there's a bunch of stuff, yeah. So get a little bit of Marvel shit going. Is that video you posted?
Yes.
I know I didn't put it in the chat, and I normally do. Because it's so much easier to have everything we need.
If somebody finds it before me, oh god, we talked so much.
We say so many things.
I found it. Okay.
It should be one of the
last things.
Oh, it was. We had just talked a lot since then.
That's fair.
Like, I had my whole script in there.
Oh, my arms.
Chat shouldn't be able to hear the cyberpunk music in the background because it just... I had an install process going, and it apparently decided it was going to launch because it finished.
That's fun.
Which is fine, because at least it's quiet, because it saved my audio settings, apparently. Which is a miracle.
Oh, there you go.
Don't forget to share it in the call.
Yep, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes. Let's see if we have sound.
Yeah, no.
I brought you here to offer you an opportunity.
Oh, I smell what you're stepping in.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was last week.
It's gonna get good.
It's been some time, hasn't it?
Bearded Daredevil.
Yep.
Dave?
No, you can't wear that kind of cowl with a beard. You can't do it. You can't fucking... What are you doing, Murdoch? All right, I'm going to continue.
And also,
it's a fair choice. I don't actually have an issue with it other than it looks stupid.
And Dave, I just figured out your costume for today.
My what?
I just figured out you're not Chris today. Your costume for today.
Who am I?
You're Vincent D'Onofrio.
I'm Vincent D'Onofrio. Oh.
Play the trailer.
You've come up in the world.
I could say the same about you.
I wonder if your darker half would agree.
Exactly what kind of a lawyer are you? A really good one.
Hold on.
What kind of lawyer are you? A really good... How did you do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
That was
when he caught the brick.
Kamala's dad, by the way.
Yes.
Miss Marvel confirmed.
Miss me.
Oh! I want to build something undeniable.
Anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life has had to do some questionable things to get it done.
Riri.
Up for an adventure?
The best.
Was that Captain Optimus Primerica?
I think so.
Okay. I'm only half joking because if I remember right, Transformers was published by Marvel. The Transformers comics.
Yes, the short run of the comics were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luan, Dave is me for Halloween, apparently.
No, he's Kingpin.
Which is, you know what, though? Honestly, that's a pretty good costume idea.
For ages.
Marble zombies.
You can slate whenever you're ready.
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Oh,
I was born to play this character.
And we both have a lot riding on this.
You better not mess this up. I know.
I am ready.
Oh, that's right, the Wakanda series.
Marvel Jesus. We have a long road ahead of us. Much to do.
Oh my
I saw War Machine armor somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think that was War Machine.
Ahead of us. Much to do.
Was that Ultron?
Or is that Riri Mark 1 or Mark 2 suit?
No, that doesn't.
It's not. Riri's suit is always feminized. There's a very masculine jawline, shoulders, and chest there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. But look at the framing. It's a shorter person.
Oh,
is this
shit,
Iron Lad?
Iron Lad?
Hold on, there's a picture in the background.
Shit.
I'm trying to see. Harley Keener, is that you? I can't see the picture.
Oh my god. That might be him. Okay. Hold on. We're getting both Iron Lad and Ironheart. I'm in. Oh, they are doing Armor Wars too, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's not.
And it's still very assumed that they're doing Young Avengers.
Oh, well, I think at this point it's all but confirmed.
And you can't do Young Avengers without Iron Lad.
Iron Lad.
I mean, you can.
Unless.
But it'll be
it's
worse.
The same thing we said with like Hulkling. Like, unless they're replacing. But again, we haven't heard anything about Scar since. That was the only mention of Scar was at the end of
correct
She-Hulk. So like it's I don't know. I'm very curious because
everything we've seen since She-Hulk all takes place before She-Hulk.
Oh, that's true.
So like the most recent thing in the timeline, She-Hulk and Agatha All Along take place at about the same time frame.
Right. Fair. Yeah, that's got to be Iron Lad.
Well,
much to do.
And then just Murdoch being a badass.
But yeah, sorry. I had to stop there and look because
I love how
it very much looked like War Machine, and I'm like, wait a minute, but I didn't know that Don Cheadle was going to do any more movies.
According to Disney Plus, She-Hulk takes place between Echo and Miss Marvel. And then Thor: Love and Thunder, Werewolf by Night, basically all of Phase 5.
Okay.
Right, but a lot of that stuff is, like, there hasn't been enough time in the universe for anything to disseminate, and there hasn't been a good point to bring in Scar.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
also, Scar and Hulkling, different people.
Well, they are, but we did talk about the possibility of them like making the replacement. But again, we
oh my god! And if they do boyfriend Eddie,
yeah,
who isn't a super,
then
and Scar instead of Hulkling, that kind of cleans up potential messes, we'll say.
Yeah.
With, like, writing.
Yeah, that's fair. But I love how it clicked for both of us at like the exact same fucking time. We were both like, "Oh my god, is that Iron Lad?"
Me over here trying to look at the picture, the framed picture in the background. I'm like, Harley, is that you? I can't see. It's blurry.
It's too blurry.
I don't have all my glasses.
No. It's too blurry.
No, you couldn't see it. Yeah. So, I guess that's a good segue into Agatha episode 7.
Yeah, which I'll let you go ahead and spearhead this one, Chris.
All right. So, because I did watch
Since Bree and I did a bunch of the Penguin, and I feel like we talked over you the couple of times you did have something to say.
I mean, and it's fine because I was not fully paying attention when I was watching the Penguin.
Fair.
At least with this, I was still, because I've been Wednesdays are chaotic for me. For those that don't know, behind the scenes, Wednesdays are chaotic. So I'm like trying to do 8 things at once. So it literally starts with Lilia, where we finally get all the pieces start making sense. That Lilia and Jen aren't dead. Like we called. We did say that they were still alive. Basically, this is what essentially becomes the end of the road for Lilia. All of the parts.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
For in like the the end of the Witch's Road, your powers or whatever, they become full. She starts snapping back into different places in time. Mostly time that has already come through while they were on the Witch's Road. In one of them, Dave, do you want to say what connected the dots finally? The two little outbursts.
So there are 2 scenes previous that she snaps back to, and in the first one, she sees Alice and says, "Alice, don't." And then it immediately snaps to another scene with her and Agatha, and where she says, "Save Agatha," and Agatha says, "Yeah, I like that idea." And I called that it was her trying to communicate with Alice, not to save Agatha after what we saw in the last episode. And I was 100% fucking right.
Yeah, no, you were right on that.
Fucking genius, bud.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I'll give you this one. You win. You win this time.
You win today, Spider-Man.
But not the war. I don't know. To be honest, man, my brain is so like exhausted from work today.
Fair. You said work and my brain autocorrected it to crack for some reason.
Yep. Yeah, I took so much crack today. Ugh. That is absolutely a joke. I know. I literally just watched it like a couple hours ago, and now I'm just mentally trying to remember it all.
That's fair.
I remember. I meant to rewatch it. It's all out of order, and I was confused. I've also been sick the last week, so my brain is not braining correctly.
That's a mood. And here at Less Than Normal, our brains don't brain properly normally, but I feel like, yeah, that's extra for a couple of us today.
Yeah,
of course, Jake just rewatched it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. How many did you rewatch?
Jake,
the
you want
entire
to take the
series
reins
today? Yeah, Jake, do you want to come on and?
Okay, so basically, long story short, Lilia is snapping back and forth, and we get a bunch of Lilia's backstory. It's really cool. It's really nice exposition, but to the story that they're currently telling, it doesn't matter. The trial is Tara.
Yes.
Lilia starts reading for Billy, and then realizes she's supposed to be reading herself. And she lays down the last card at the end of her journey is death. The thing opens. She gets everyone through the door, and then she closes the door. She explains to the Salem 7 who have come in to fuck them up that you're not really supposed to stick around in a trial. Bad things happen. And then the tower inverts, and they all start to fall on toward the swords that are coming from the ceiling. And right before we see Lilia get impaled, she flashes back to one of her childhood lessons.
Yes.
Is that what
we don't actually see Lilia die.
Is it about Rio, Jake?
We also find out for sure that Rio is in fact Lady Death. And hot as fuck.
Oh my god. We all heavily love ourselves some Aubrey Plaza.
And my favorite line in the entire episode comes from Billy. And it's just, I don't remember what was said before it, but he's just like, well, I am the queer int. And I'm just like, I love Billy.
Oh, yeah, Billy's so great.
Billy's fun.
And I saw Aubrey Plaza do an interview where or she was reading tweets or something, and someone said that Agatha was the gayest Marvel thing they've ever seen, and Aubrey Plaza said, "Yeah, that's what I was promised. If it wasn't,
yeah, she goes, I hope so.
I would have been mad."
Jake, if you want to fix that,
Aubrey Plaza is heterosexual, isn't she?
I don't know. I think she's married though.
I was going to say, I think
Jake,
she's married to a man.
Advanced settings, then advanced, and then hit low latency. Your chat shouldn't be super delayed anymore.
Ew, she's married to a J name.
You just
nope, she's bi.
You just gonna like leave that there?
Oh, okay.
What?
She's married to a J name.
Yes.
But no, in what the fuck does that even mean, Bree?
It is a common red flag for people to have J names. J names are a red flag.
Well, that's fucked up.
Not you, Jake.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, not me dating someone with a J name.
If the cheekbones fit was another phenomenal one.
Oh yes, and then teen Billy just dressed as Maleficent. With the
if you want a straight answer, ask yes. There were so many good gay jokes in this, and the term "gay jokes," we're reclaiming that for these type of jokes.
Where? Who is we?
Yeah.
You are not included in the we.
Let's say, listen here, straight man.
No. You listen
here. You can't
here.
take that back. You can't take that back. That's
here.
Ours. I'm listening. Go on.
I will put my entire fist in your ass in a way you won't enjoy.
Oh, so he might like that.
Liar.
No. I'll get them Lee press-ons and then open my hand.
Who said I'm not into it? Yeah.
Also, hang on. Why do I know about Lee press-ons?
I just stopped questioning things with you. Anywho, I love that at one point, Billy goes, how did he word it? He goes, is Wanda really dead? Or Wanda Maximoff dead? And then all you hear is Agatha go, no, yes, maybe.
Maybe.
Did you see the body? Yeah. Did anyone else see it?
Did anyone else?
Well, because other people, like in the first episode, saw the body, but we don't know if that was part of her spell or not.
Well, right, because the pictures of the body were given to her by Rio.
Yeah.
And they were pictures of her neighbor's front fucking yard.
Which is so much
in the
funnier.
first episode, there are other cops around with her that find it, but we don't know if that was part of her hallucination or whatnot.
Oh, I guarantee you it was part of her hallucination.
That is true. That is a good line. Jake said there was also a line from Agatha that was, if you want a straight answer, ask a straight. Well, I love that when they find out that Rio's death, and then they all look at Agatha, and Agatha goes, what can I say? I like the bad boys. I was like, that's terrific.
She saw the red flags and she said, that's hot.
Also, unsurprised that most of the witches are painted as at least bisexual, because there are lots of sapphic practices in a lot of different forms of witchcraft. We'll put it that way.
Right. This is also the gayest Marvel property that exists, which is absolutely perfect. I feel like if there was going to be one, it had to be Agatha.
It had to be this one, yeah.
It absolutely had to be. Fuck, now I'm trying to remember the rest. I love when Lilia snaps back and looks at Jen and goes, what are you wearing? And Jen goes, we're not even going to talk about that.
And then there's a couple.
Yeah, because Jen looks like,
I think she's supposed to be the evil queen, but the old version from Snow White.
So, yeah.
Oh, see, I was gonna say she looks like the fucking God, the fucking washerwoman witch from that fucking.
She also looks like Rapunzel's mother.
Also true.
Mother Gothel?
Yes.
Also true.
And then I love all the lines throughout the episode because
we can be culturally offended later. Yes.
Lilia will say something to Jen, and Jen will just be like, yeah, I know. Who told you? You did.
When?
And
like 5 minutes ago. You said you were going to be confused.
Because
what?
At one point she jumps to a time and she's just like, she gives her all the information she needs. She's like, this is going to happen and this is where they're at and this is what's going on and we need to be there. And guess what? In about 5 minutes, I'm going to forget this whole thing. This whole conversation happened.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, because she kept snapping in and out with it with like 5 minute, like maybe 5-6 minute spans. So,
right.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like the only one that I can guarantee that's dead is Alex. I'd be shocked if they bring Alice back. Because she like died.
But the protection song from her mom.
Yeah, but
they just start holding hands and singing it and she just appears.
That would be fucking crazy. But like that's my thing, right? Is she died, but like she had all of her power sucked out of her. I don't know how you come back from that.
Yeah.
I don't think Okay, so a couple of things. One, I don't think she could have had all of her power sucked out of her potentially because of the protection spell. That's still a fair call there. A. B.
Yeah.
We know ghosts are canon in the MCU, and in the comics, there are plenty of characters who have very active lives as dead people.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a ghost.
So, like...
Yeah.
Well, the
all of these things that are problems...
finale is now available to watch on Disney Plus.
It is. Well, before that, the Salem 7 do arrive. They get there. They push. Lilia decides to make sure everybody gets through the Iron Maiden that's open for the next path. And then she looks at Jen and goes, "I love being a witch," and closed the door.
Because what we forgot to mention is during the tarot trial, there's these swords slowly approaching
that are falling from the sky. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's falling from the sky, and then as it gets closer to the end of the trial, the ceiling just starts lowering down. Because they keep trying to figure out the tarot thing until eventually Lilia finally figures out that the test is for her.
Right.
So then after she slams the door, closes, the Salem 7 surrounds her, and she flips the tower card over, and they all just start, all gravity leaves the room, and they all start getting skewered and impaled on the swords that have returned to the ceiling. And she starts floating up there, and I'm like, that's going to be real dark if we see her get impaled.
I know.
But we do not.
We don't. We just see her let go, and it's like... Oh.
And then we see young her with, I'm assuming her mother?
No.
No.
Her maestra.
Yeah.
Her maestra.
Which means teacher.
Ah.
Yeah. Because
maestro and maestra are teacher, instructor, etc.
Because we see this lady pop up a few times throughout the episode with Lilia at different ages, young Lilia and Lilia now, because Lilia's like, what am I supposed to do? I am confused. I don't know how to win, yada, yada. And then we finally see her at the end, and the lady's just like, did you figure it out? I can't remember the exact wording, but the lady's basically like, you figured it out.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then she's like, all right, let's begin. And that's the thing I want to talk about. Because it's not until Lilia figures out what's going on, her maestra is like, let's begin, knowing she's still talking to the Lilia that is allegedly about to die. So I think there's some sort of loop element there that might become important. Or it's something they could never interact with again, and that would also be fine because it's a nice resolution. But it kind of leaves them an in for her, I feel like.
Right. I don't know. So I'm very curious to see how this goes down. Like Bree said, tonight is the finale, 2-episode finale. And we'll have a lot to talk about.
See Tommy?
We have to. I feel like at this point you have to see Tommy.
Dave has a suspicious smile. I don't like it. Because Dave's going to say something, then it's going to happen, and then I'm going to be like, well, shit.
We find Tommy and he's dead. That'd be wild.
Well, because the episode, I don't think it ends with we see Rio. It's when Lilia's like, Rio is death, and then we see Rio appear. And then that's all we see of Rio this episode. So that has to be a big part of it.
First time we've seen Rio in like 2 episodes.
Yeah, because last time we see her is Alice's dead body. It starts with that trailer.
That's terrific.
What's terrific?
Anyone? Jake's
comment. I just saw the comment.
Well, for the sake of time, sir, what is your prediction, Dave? Because you gave us a weird little smile. Like you knew something we didn't know.
We get Hansel and Gretel. We don't see Tommy.
With that, yeah, I could see them doing that.
It'll probably end with a
cliffhanger,
or like how WandaVision ends with Wanda hearing her boys' voices, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see Vision instead of Tommy.
That would be crazy.
And I think that Billy is going to be a crucial part of Vision Quest, which is probably the only fucking reason we have yet to see a trailer for Vision Quest.
Yeah, because aren't they done shooting that?
And have been, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's in like post-production. So I feel like after that happens, probably see.
Yeah, it's in post-production and we haven't seen any footage from it.
Not even behind the scenes pictures, not anybody on the set talking about
nothing.
Nothing.
And I think it's because Billy's in it. And I think the quest is they found out where Tommy is and need to go rescue him. Because or Tommy is Scar.
I'll say,
no, they can't do that. Never mind. That doesn't make any sense.
What?
I said it and
No.
it stopped making
I was like, fucking what?
I'm over here checking the updates for Armor Wars. In Armor Wars, the only update, it's a movie instead of a TV show, but I think we've been known that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited for Vision Quest because we get the return of fucking James Spader. And I love James Spader.
Let's see, what's the last update? On September 29, 2022, the Hollywood Reporter reported that the series would be redeveloped as a theatrical film. That same day, it was reported that Dominique Thorne was set to reprise her role as Riri Williams in the series before it was redeveloped as a film. That's the last update we have from 2022.
And then we're getting
They tend to be pretty quiet about projects though until they're
they really do.
All right, so no news I think is good news on that front.
Except for the Blade news, where we just keep getting Blade news of, well, they lost this person. Well, they're hired this person. Well, that person
right,
dropped
that's
out.
why I think Armor Wars is doing fine. They realize their script could be reconfigured to be a movie and probably do better as a movie. But I bet there was also a discussion of whether or not to make Echo a movie or a TV show, and it would have done better as a movie.
Probably.
So they probably just erred on the side of caution.
Do we want to move on to the music segment?
I don't see why not.
All right, so Dave, what is your song of the week?
Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! By who? I can't remember who fucking... Ray Parker?
Yeah, Ray Parker Jr.
Is it Ray Parker? But it's... Oh, man. It's tomorrow's Halloween, guys. Who you gonna call? Who are you gonna call? I am your neighbor. Sorry, that's Andre 3000 again.
Yeah, so that's Outcast. Give me some sugar. I am your neighbor. I love that Dan Aykroyd makes a cameo in Casper as Peter Venkman.
Does he?
Yeah, he's in the beginning of the movie because the ghostly trio scares him, and he just goes, "Who are you gonna call? Somebody else," and then runs off. I just watched it like yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, I
love Casper.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's so good.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
It's so 90s. Christina Ricci as like a teenager.
Wednesday.
I was gonna say I liked Christina Ricci as Wednesday.
As Wednesday Addams, yeah.
Addams Family almost made my list.
I wish I had fucking put the Addams Family on there, but it's so hard to pick like 5.
Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na.
Yeah, no, after I had my 5, I thought of the Addams Family, and I thought of This Is the End? No.
I love that movie.
Is that the one with the aliens?
No, you're thinking of At World's End with Simon Pegg.
No, I'm thinking of with the fucking Neighborhood Watch.
Neighborhood Watch. That's what it's called.
Oh.
Or The Watch or something like that.
The Watch. That's it.
Yeah, that was good because what's his face is actually an alien the whole
actually an alien. He's like, no, those guys are dicks, man.
Yeah. Well,
you guys are awesome. You like to have sex and party.
On par with more Halloween-y stuff. Bree, what's your song?
My song of the week is called "A Work of Art" by Ice Nine Kills. My brain kept wanting to say 9 Inch Nails, and I'm like, that's not right. Ice Nine Kills.
I guarantee you, Ice Nine Kills listens to 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, most certainly.
There's no way that's not a thing, in my mind.
Yeah, I believe it's their. Yeah, obviously it's their newest song because it's for Terrifier 3. And the music video is very Terrifier, and then it turns into something else.
It's so much. It's a 15-minute YouTube fucking music video, just in case you're not aware of Ice Nine Kills and how they do shit.
And the music stops at the 8-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, fuck that. And the song is very heavy for them. And they are heavy, but it's like that's very heavy for them.
And it features David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown, who he plays Art the Clown in the movies, and it has Catherine Corcoran, who's the infamous butt naked chainsaw down the middle woman from the first movie.
Yeah, I know. It's so intense, and I love that they got him to do that because that's the most Ice Nine Kills thing ever.
And it premiered at some of the, at some movie theaters, maybe just the premiere or film fest. The music video was a part of the end credits of Terrifier 3. It was not for me, but I know it was for a couple places.
Terrific. Of course it is.
You know what? Good for them.
Well, they've really leaned heavily into that, horror. They're like a horror metal band in the sense that their past 2 albums have been. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. My song of the week is "Hip to Be Scared" by Ice Nine Kills, featuring Jacoby Shaddix of Papa Roach. That song is themed after American Psycho. It's one of my favorite Ice Nine Kills songs. It's so fucking good. That's off the Wood album, or Welcome to Horrorwood. Silver Scream.
It's probably the second album?
It's their most recent album.
No, it is part of the second album.
Yeah,
that's true. Because it came out so long ago, I thought it was part of the Silver Scream, but no. I forgot how they released things.
It's their 5th album, technically.
Oh, well. I know
think
Silver
that was the
Scream
only albums they've ever put out?
No, because I know they've done other stuff. I just didn't know if it was just like EPs or singles.
No, that's like their 5th album. They've been a band since 2000.
I know that. I just thought that everything beforehand was just
4, 5. No, I'm sorry, it's their 6th album. No, it's their 6th album.
I'm new to them, and I know them for horror.
Yeah, we'll get you there. Don't worry. Personally, well, I don't think you'd like their stuff. It's very it's their old sound is a lot different than their newer.
Yeah, because what is it in Hip to Be Squared? It's, hey, you like Ice Nine Kills? Not really. Their older stuff was a little too scene for me.
Scene for my taste.
But then they found they did the Silver Scream, and they really came into their own.
artistically speaking, I love Spencer Charnas because he's just such a dramatic actor. It's so great. Speaking of, who's in your music corner?
Not surprisingly, my music corner again, because I've already done them, but tomorrow's Halloween, so is Ice Nine Kills. We've been speaking about them for the last 2-3 minutes. But yeah, if you don't know Ice Nine Kills, yeah, they've had stuff, but the stuff that really got them blown up was the Silver Screen and the Welcome to Horrorwood, the Silver Scream 2. Where every song is based off of a horror movie. So they've done the first one, it's Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, The Crow.
So
Saw on the first one, or is
second?
I think Saw's on the first one.
Oh yeah, it is on the first one. So a Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Saw, The Crow, Jaws, The Shining, Devil's Rejects, Edward Scissorhands, Silent Night, Deadly Night, An American Werewolf in London. They do a song for the Scream franchise. They've covered Thriller. Hold on. I've got the list here. So, let's see. What else do we have? Cabin Fever, Child's Play, Psycho, Pet Sematary, Resident Evil, American Psycho, My Bloody Valentine, Hellraiser, The Fly, Hostel, The Evil Dead, Candyman, Silence of the Lambs, and Terrifier 3.
Yeah, because I try to pick a favorite song, and I can't pick a favorite song. I can pick two of my favorites from each album. Like the first one,
I can pick two of my favorites from each album. What the fuck, girl?
Each of their most two recent albums. I don't know, because it's so good. Because on the first album, I love American Nightmare, but I also love Thank God It's Friday. And surprisingly, I love It Is the End. I can't watch the music video, but I love the song.
The song is real good.
And then on the second album, there's Welcome to Horrorwood, which is a banger. And then Assault and Batteries has the most hilarious line of any of their songs.
It's time to play, motherfucker!
See, Ice Nine Kills reminds me of if ICP went metal instead of hip hop.
No.
In a lot of ways.
I
like how you're trying to disagree with me, but you're seeing lots of similarities.
No, I would draw, if I'm going to compare them to anyone, it's Papa Roach. You clearly didn't listen to Papa Roach enough.
Really?
All I know is
the look that you just gave me.
One of my favorite albums from Papa Roach is it titled Be Free? It's the one with Ball and Chain on it.
My favorites are probably the Paramore Sessions or the Paramore Sessions and
Paramore Sessions.
Getting Away with Murder is a really good album.
That's the album I was talking about. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Metamorphosis is a great album too. I saw them live. I would probably draw more connection to them than I would ICP.
Based on the music video I just watched, and the funny line that Bree just said, which immediately made me think of ICP's Violent J going, I'm going to stab you with an umbrella and then open it.
Well, because the line I was going to say, it's an Assault and Batteries, and it's, you'll never grow up, you'll never make it past 6. And I'm just, and then
because a 3-foot-tall demonic doll will make you his bitch. That's the fucking, that's the chorus. You will never grow up.
And then there's a line. Because there's a line that's just Heidi Ho, bitch.
Na 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 boo boo, he's gonna get you.
He's gonna get you. It's such a funny song.
I think you'd like them, Dave. Like if you really listen to like both of those albums.
Oh no, Ice Nine Kills is cool. I just think that
hang out with
the music video you were playing earlier was way too extra.
They covered Walking on Sunshine with Real Big Fish, and it was
badass. It was amazing. It was amazing.
So good.
I think that was my song of the week it came out.
Proof proof that metal and ska can be friends.
Oh, dude, and I love ska.
They already are. Just go listen to Little Piece of Heaven by Avenged Sevenfold.
Fair.
It shows how good Ice Nine Kills is because I don't listen to metal music. I don't listen to heavy music like that, but I adore Ice Nine Kills because it's
Ice Nine Kills.
And Chris said the other day, I can't remember when, but he was
bro.
Yeah, because I think Chris, I don't remember where he said it, but he was like, even outside of like the horror aesthetic of it, the music's really good. And I was like, yeah, but if it wasn't for the horror aesthetic, I wouldn't listen to it. But because of the horror,
no, they're crazy fucking talented.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, it's out of all of us, I think I'm probably out of the three of us, I'm probably the one who's the most into metal. So for me, I'm like, yeah, these guys are fucking awesome. And the fact that they can change up subgenre in the middle of a song and then switch back into what they were doing, that's not a lot of bands have that ability. Because they had in a work of art, there is some heavy fucking breakdown.
And out of the three of us, Dave doesn't really do horror like that unless it's a very specific kind. Chris is also into horror, but like out of the three of us, I would say I'm definitely the horror person. And the fact that they covered, yes, get your Jason out. The fact that they covered a song for Silent Night, Deadly Night, like they're not just covering like basic like pop culture knows these movies kind of movies. Because like, yeah, on the first one they did all the big ones, but then they also covered things like Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is hilarious.
Yeah, no, I fuck with them. Why didn't we just do them as Musician of the Week?
I think we just did.
I feel like we just did.
Yeah, because I only threw out the other option because that person was in my proximity, so I was like, you know what, screw it.
And we definitely should do them at some. Well, we should do the person you met. We should do them at some point.
Yeah, the band.
Yeah, but his solo stuff is also pretty good.
Yeah, that's I mean that's fair. But big shout out to Ice Nine Kills because they are New England boys. They are from Boston, which means I'm totally into them more because they're from. We might as well just make them our Musician of the Week at this point.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, they have. I don't know. They have hit a fucking niche that like has propelled them into the stratosphere with their music because like they've always been popular in the metal scene. They've always been kind of niche, like in the sense that they are now, like their music hits on a specific category, but like they became
because I knew they blew up at Warp Tour.
Well, yeah.
That sounds about right.
What helped them really spark from the Silver Scream was they toured with Motionless in White in 2017. And that really helped get them some exposure because Motionless in White has been a big fucking band for a while.
Yep, that will also do that.
And I've talked about Motionless in White so many times. I love them. They're such a great band. But yeah, that's
and not only are they huge in not only are they huge in the metal scene, they're also huge in the horror scene. Like in their music videos, they have they have the horror icons and legends in their music videos. Like Bill Moseley is in a lot of their Welcome to Horrorwood music videos, and he's Chop Top in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. He's Otis in The Devil's Rejects in that trilogy. He's basically in all of Rob Zombie's movies because he's in the theatrical cut of Halloween 2, or maybe it's Halloween 1. I can't remember.
Yeah, he's also in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, because he's Otis in House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil Rejects, and Devil's Rejects, that trilogy.
Yeah.
And
but like that's huge, and especially like listen, like Hip to Be Scared. They're actual movie lines from American Psycho in that. which is super cool. I imagine Christian
Hey,
Bale
Paul!
might have. Yeah. Hey, Paul! Just the heaviest breakdown. It's like, Jesus, boys. Yeah. Definitely go check them out. I don't think they have anything. I don't think they have a new album yet that they've announced.
Well, they just recently finished releasing all the music videos for Welcome to Horrorwood.
Yeah.
Within the last year, I think.
That's who. That's right. That was who that was. On bass in the music video was Shavo, who plays bass in System of a Down. So I thought that was. I was like, oh shit, all right. Shout out to System of a Down.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've done songs with lots of people in the music industry, like in the music world as well, because like Take Your Pick, it features Corpse Grinder, who's the lead vocalist of Cannibal Corpse. Who I'm sitting here, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, Spencer's screams aren't that good. And I look, it's like, oh, it's Corpse Grinder. Okay. It's like Spencer's screams are good, but they're not like that.
Yeah.
Didn't their bassist or drummer or somebody who plays an instrument, that didn't one of their people go to be whatever in Motionless in White?
I don't think so.
I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yes. Yes, Justin Morrow. That's right. He's the bassist for Motionless in White. Yeah.
Bassist, yes. And he was and because another funny thing that I've learned about them is that they'll have like someone in their music video, or they'll have like someone working with them, and then when one member leaves, it's someone who's worked with them behind the scenes will just take over in that spot because they're just surrounded by incredibly talented people all the time for no reason.
Yeah, I know. They have made friends with everyone in the metal scene. Like everyone loves Ice Nine Kills. Just because they're just, I don't know, that's just their vibe. They're
but they also fucking, by all accounts, just genuinely love to make music.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of like how you make friends with musicians, is you also be a musician.
Literally. Yeah, no, I feel like that's a good this worked out to be the best possible option for musician of the week here.
It really did.
If you guys haven't listened to a work of art, go listen to it. If you haven't checked out The Silver Scream or Welcome to Horror, those albums are fucking awesome. Big fucking shout out Spencer Charnas. If you ever see this and you ever want to come hang out and talk horror, Bree and I are down. Dave's down to hang out. Bree and I are down to talk horror.
Fuck that. I'll grab my bass. Let's fuck around.
Spencer, we know similar people. Spencer, I'll talk to you about James and Chelsea. We know similar people. Spencer!
We know similar people. Yeah, so I guess all that's left is actually Dave's honorable mention.
My honorable mention this week is REM. REM is a really cool band. They're not together anymore, to my knowledge.
Yes, they are.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. I'm almost positive.
Or they're not touring anymore, rather.
Nope, they're back together as of this year.
Oh, well, hot dog. Okay, that's news to me. But no, I really like REM. One of my favorite things about REM is one of their biggest hits, Shiny Happy People.
Shiny Happy.
Okay, so the record label went to them and they're like, hey, why don't you just make like a happy song for people? Sometimes people want to hear happy things. Because REM isn't a very happy band. They're what I call a heroin depression alternative rock band.
Yes.
Am I wrong, Chris?
No, you're not.
Um,
they're Nirvana if Nirvana was depressing.
Right. But that being said, so they wrote Shiny Happy People as kind of a fuck you to the record label, and it became one of their biggest hits almost overnight.
Yeah.
And the band hates that song, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, REM's cool.
90 million albums sold worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're
This one's out too.
they're fun. They're fun.
I didn't realize until now how many REM songs I know, and I've always been like, I've never really listened to REM.
Is it just spelled?
Yeah, you're like, I've never
R-E-M,
really
the
listened to
letter
REM,
M?
and then you look through their discography and you're like, their track list, and you're like, I've heard most of these fucking songs.
Yeah, I just sang 2 REM songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're one of those groups that everybody knows, but nobody really knows they know, which I think is why they get an honorable mention spot.
That's fair. I'd like to add my honorable mention song of the week is the fucking Monster Mash, because it's the Monster Mash. I love that fucking song.
Same.
And probably the most iconic music video of all time. But shout out to Thriller. I love that song. I love that music video.
It's a thriller night. Oh my God. Okay. So I have heard rumors that Alien Ant Farm recorded a cover of that song that they never released.
That wouldn't surprise me.
But it wouldn't surprise me if they did, because they also covered fucking Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal.
And I like their
so
version
good.
of Smooth Criminal better than Michael Jackson's. And Smooth Criminal is one of the Michael Jackson songs I really like. Because, like, there's a defining line between, like, classic. There are 2 defining lines. There's Baby Mike to Classic Mike, and then Classic Mike to Modern Mike, right? And I like Classic Mike.
Album.
We're talking Thriller. We're talking Bad. We're talking Another One Rides the Bus. We're talking Who's Bad? Who's Fat? Billie Jean is another good example. You know what I mean? And then we have Modern Mike with all the Save the World bullshit.
What were you gonna say, Brie?
I was gonna say that if y'all get honorable mention songs, my honorable mention song is Time Warp.
I will join you in that being my honorable mention as well.
Yeah. Chris has not seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I feel like that song broke out past that movie.
I've never heard that song.
Oh. Well, it's in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, on that bombshell, thank you guys so much. It has been fun. I always like to quote Jeremy Clarkson at the end of the show. And I was like, unfortunately, it's time to end. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. If you want to check us out on our socials, follow us on there. I still got to update all that for Instagram, or for not Twitter, Threads and TikTok, as well as Pucked Up now has its own TikTok. You guys can check that out. This, as always, ends up on YouTube Fridays. If you guys want to check out Pucked Up, that'll be on YouTube and everywhere else. We are working on fixing the merch store, as well as we are working on some new content for the YouTube channel starting 2025. So keep an eye on
I'm still writing scripts.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fun planned for 2025. We about to break out. We about to be big as fuck.
But I don't want to go back in the closet.
Shit on me. Yeah. Any parting words before we set sail to sexy sea?
Remember, if your candies have razor blades, break the razor blades in half so you don't choke.
Or share with your sibling.
I'll have some actual parting words. If you are able to and you like to, go support haunt actors. We deal with a lot.
Yes.
Fair.
I hope everyone has an amazing Halloween. I know I'm excited. I will be continuing my now 16-year tradition with my niece of watching A Nightmare Before Christmas on Halloween. Watch it every year of her life. And that's just a tradition we always have. So, yeah.
One big thing. So in my Fallout 4 mod pack that I downloaded, there is a mod called All Hallows Eve, and I have been saving it. There's a mod that adds a quest called All Hallows Eve. I've been saving it for tomorrow. I'm going to be doing it on crowd control. So if anybody doesn't have anything better to do and you want to come fuck with Dave while he tries to get Fallout, a game that kind of scares him sometimes anyway, annoyed, you can do that.
If this gets 1,000 likes on YouTube, Dave will play Subnautica in VR again.
No, because 1,000 likes on YouTube isn't money in my pocket. Put money in Dave's pocket, and Dave will play Subnautica in VR again.
If we get 5 tier 3 subs.
No, not we. Money in Dave's pocket, specifically in Dave's pocket. Dave is the one who has to deal with very immersive phobia shit. Dave gets the money.
Jake will get this reference, but I'm R-truthing Dave right now. It's like, nah, Dave will do this. He'll fucking do this.
Anyway, Bree, hit him with the tagline.
Until we see y'all again, keep it simple, stay weird.
Interesting reaction. But what does it mean?